All right, cool. We are live. Welcome back to another episode of Undisputed Truth. I'm, of course, your host, Christian, the Truth Jones. And today we're going to be having another of my honorees coming on here tonight just to chop it up, talk about different things. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship, health, options, investing, everything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for the request to join. But go ahead and tell me where you are joining in from or calling in from in the comments below. So, I'm gonna answer some questions as well. You mainly start need training weakness dailies. I for the most part right now I've mostly been swing trading. I don't scalp much anymore. However, I might do some more scalping in probably later on in the fall, to be honest. But I mostly have my swing trades and position trades out. I've just been, for the most part, kind of chilling on the market for since the tech sector has been down and everything with the chip shortage. But I'm gonna talk about that in another live. So let me see. Okay, we got a lot of people from New York. Let's see. Yeah, what? All right, there we go. Hello.
Hi,
How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So this is gonna just be us talking, a basic type of interview, just going back and forth. If you have any questions for me, you go ahead and ask them. Just gonna have fun on here. Sound good?
Yes, sir.
All right. So my first question is, who are you, and can you introduce yourself to the people?
So, my name is Jordan Wright, and I am the 13-year-old CEO of Jabriel Handmade Goods, and I make natural handmade products for skincare.
Nice. Okay. Okay. Taking care of the skin. I get you. All right. So, what made you want to get into skincare products? Because I know a lot of people, especially when you start in puberty and you basically come our age, and teenagers, we really started to break out, have acne, all of that. So, is that one of the reasons you started the skincare, or was it more so a different problem?
Well, actually, I started my business when I was 10, and I started it because I had eczema when I was little. And so that caused me to be really, really insecure about myself. And also, I couldn't get all the products that I wanted, and skincare was just some really boring thing that I didn't really enjoy. Because all the products that I got, all the eczema topicals and all the soaps that I wanted, they all kind of just smelled like tea tree, but like with something else in it. I don't know. But it was just like a dirty bathroom, kind of. But anyway, so I just didn't really enjoy skincare. Skincare wasn't something I enjoyed. And so I wanted to make my own products that smell good and made me feel good about myself. And so that's why I started.
Okay, then. So it was a matter of really just figuring out your own process to kind of help yourself at first.
Yeah.
And then you wanted to turn it into a business, right? That's what I'm getting.
Yeah. So actually, my first plan wasn't to turn it into a business.
Mm.
I started giving them to my friends as gifts.
Okay.
I started out giving it to one of my friends at church, and she said she really liked it. And then I started selling them at my church, not just as a business, just for kind of like a hobby, I guess. And then the people at church said that I should turn it into a business. And I was like, I was kind of like nervous about it because I didn't really have much confidence in myself. And so I didn't think that my products were good enough, or I didn't think that I was good enough.
Mm.
And so, but then I started going door to door with the help of my mother and my father to sell to my neighbors. And that's kind of just how I started.
Okay, then. Okay, then. Me and you, we got a little similarity in that aspect of really not wanting to necessarily turn into a business, just doing something, and then it eventually just turns into what it was and what it is currently. Okay, then. So let me ask you this: for you, are you looking to just continue on the skincare line and branch out that way, or are you looking to go into other industries as well?
Well, so what I do right now is skincare for the body, and eventually I want to do skincare for the face. I'm figuring out myself because I have issues with acne and my skin. I have combination skin, so parts of it is really dry, but parts of it is really oily. And all the stuff that I've used so far is just hasn't been working for me. I know it works for other people. I've tried a lot of things, and some of the things that people have been telling me to do is chemicals, and chemicals can have a long term have long term consequences on my skin so that when I get older, it can harm it and turn it into and give me other problems. And so I want to branch out to facial care so that I can find something natural that works for me and hopefully works for other people. And I want to become a dermatologist and start running my own firm so that I can also give people my recommended products. So yeah.
Okay, nice. I didn't even know dermatologists had their own firms or anything
Yeah.
like that. Oh, see, you done taught me something already. Okay, then. Nice. So I'm gonna branch out a little bit, and since we're talking about skincare, taking care of yourself, how would you say what is the most important factor of taking care of your body? Would you say it's your diet? Would you say it's fitness? Would you say it's actual just skincare? Like, what would you say is the most important factor, or what are the multiple factors that can help you take care of your body?
Well, I wouldn't say there's one that's more important than the other because they all really are super important. Because if your diet is off, then that can affect your skin. And if your fitness is off, that can affect your diet and your skin. And so just it's really just all just fitness, diet, and skincare all together that really can take a toll on your health. So it really just all of those things together really matter. So if you don't take care of one thing, if you just neglect one thing, then the others can start to just they can have consequences on the other things. So yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. Because I know for me personally, one of the biggest things that I want to fix, especially in our community, the Black community, is we have a lot of obesity and a lot of health
Yeah.
problems and a lot of bad habits, which are typically passed down from. I actually just watched a video right before we got on this live here. This one lady, she was making sweet potatoes. I forgot like what specific type of some type of sweet potato meal, and she put a whole like gallon of sugar into the little tubs. So it was ridiculous. And so really just seeing that and knowing people eat that, and sometimes some people eat it on a consistent basis is nasty. Like we got to do better on that because I believe number one, diet is very important, and all the stuff that they put into your food is ridiculous from steroid and the chickens, the cows. It's just crazy. But
It's something I have to work on myself because I do have problems with my diet. Sometimes I'm very inconsistent. Like some days I don't eat, and then other days I'll be like so hungry that I eat a lot. And I know a lot of other people struggle with this because I have a few friends that also struggle with this too. And so it's something that I've really been working on, just trying to get my diet right and trying to get my fitness and my skincare right. So yeah, I think it is a really big problem in our community.
most definitely. Most definitely. I'm kind of the same way. At one point in time, I had a like a really strict. I don't. My mom doesn't like saying this, so I don't try to say it as much either. But basically, really strict diet was mostly just fruits and vegetables, no dairy, no nothing, just smoothies, fruits and vegetables every day. And so I used to do cheat days where I would just, and she ain't notice. I would just go to the store because we lived. My mom's military, and so we lived on a post, and the store is like right down the street. So I would just ride to the store and get little candies without her knowing. And so I kept cheating on the diet, but I eventually got it together and have been. I'm still not necessarily as consistent as I should be or want to be, but a lot better than I was.
Yeah, progress.
100%. So I want to ask you this: what is the number one thing that you have learned from being a business owner? This can be personal. This can be just about business. So what would you say is the number one thing?
So the number one thing I've learned in business is to be confident in myself because when I was younger, I was very insecure about myself. I still have insecurities, obviously, everyone does, but I was very soft spoken and I didn't really speak up for the things I wanted to. But I've learned through business that I have to be my own advocate and that um, I have to speak up if I want something. And before I didn't really know that. Well, I knew it, but I wasn't there. I wasn't at the point where I could actually do it. So, but business has taught me how to be my own advocate. So,
Okay, then. Nice. So you would say it's more so being willing to take action and understand what you want.
yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, then. So let me ask you this. So when you were first getting started into business, how did you deal with no? Which of course everybody has to go with when you're becoming a business owner, you're selling any type of product. When someone told you no, what was like? I guess you could say your first experience with that, or how did you get past that?
Yeah. Well, so when I got my first no, it was when I was going door to door. Um, and I had a very negative mindset. And sometimes I can still be a little negative, but mine was like really, really negative. And so I was kind of like expecting everyone to say no. So it wasn't exactly something that like really hurt me or anything. But when I got the yeses, the no's just made it all the more just more. It made me feel more victorious than if I hadn't gotten any no's before. So that's the way that I advise people to think about the no's because the no's, your losses make the wins just all the more sweeter. So yeah.
100%. 100%. Yeah, I would say even not to make this too much about me, but I would say even when it comes to like investing and trading and everything like that, I done took shoot, especially my first year, I took a couple of losses, some hard ones. But overall, they've really allowed me to grow a lot quicker, and I guess you could say speed up my development as far as some of the things that I've learned, what not to do, what to do, and helped me just become a better trader overall. And so that's actually something I want to get into. I'll talk to you. What is your views on just investing? And I don't mean just the stock market. I don't just mean like anything like that. Just investing overall. That's investing your time, investing in yourself, etc.
Yeah, well, I think investing money wise is very important because some people think that the only way to um, get money, which is also why we some people stay in poverty, is because they only think the only way to get money is to get a job or get an education. But if you know how to invest, then you can have something to help sustain yourself and also to give to the next generation. And I also think that investing in yourself is extremely important. It's more important than any money or any time that you can ever get. Because investing in yourself can, whenever you invest in yourself, it gives you something that allows you to invest in others. So you can't give anyone else something that you don't have. So if you are constantly pouring in negativity to yourself, then everything that's going to flow out is going to be negative. But if you are investing in yourself with positivity and care and respect, then what's going to flow out of you is going to be care, respect, and positivity. So I think that investing in yourself is the most important type of investment you can ever make.
100%. I agree. Because for the most part, especially if you're getting started into really any type of field, but especially if you're getting started into business, you got to be willing to invest in yourself. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And you got to be willing to take risk. Because number one, when it comes to investing in yourself, sometimes you got to buy courses. Sometimes you got to get a mentor. Sometimes you got to get a coach to help you set up whatever you need to set up in order to be successful in your business or take your business to the next level, which is a very, very important thing. A lot of people, they might have a little bit of success short term, but in the long term, they can't continue to grow and scale the business. And as my mom always says, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. There is no middle ground. You ain't standing still. Nope. You want to move forward or moving backwards. And so I know a lot of people, they like peak and then it's just downhill from there. So constantly investing in yourself, constantly learning how to do different things, add little tweaks to your business to continue so you get that type of, not even I would say passive income, but just income overall or even branching out. So I would say that's definitely the number one thing. So I wanted to ask you this. What are your views on money? How do you view money? What is its importance to you?
So I don't think money should be a main focus, but money is definitely important.
Mm.
Um, So I think that you should use because some people they work for money, and which is also why some people stay in poverty. But making your money, learning how to make your money work for you, is extremely important, and it will give you. Because if you work for your money, then you're always going to be slave to something, and that thing is going to be money, and that is a horrible master to work under. It's just like I've seen the ways it takes tolls on people. But if you get your money to work for you, then you can have something to give other people, have something to help sustain yourself, and have something to give to the next generation, which is very important because in the Black community, we don't have enough. We don't have enough of anything to really pass on to the next generation, and it will also teach the next generation to. It also help them get out of debt, obviously, because right now we have like a lot of debt. Gen Z has a lot of debt that they have to pay for from from the older generation, and so I think that it's very important to teach have something to give the next generation and teach the next generation so that they can learn not to make the same mistakes that the previous generation has and that we have. So
I really like that answer. That you're always going to be working with. If you're always chasing money, basically, and you're always working for it, you'll never truly have any type of abundance. And so that's why, for me, my main mission, my main goal. I know I'm investing, I'm trading, all that. I'm trying to do that for myself, of course. But my main mission is the Black community overall, because this is how I'm using the stock market and teaching people how to invest and trade. Because I see it like this. So me and you were both business owners, right?
mm,
I'm gonna just use this as an example. Let's say you just take $500, just a small amount, bare minimum amount you got to get started in order to begin trading. You take $500, you go ahead and put that into the stock market. Let's say you could really do this within a week, but let's just say you do the 2 weeks, you're gonna turn that $500 into $750, $1,000. But let's just go with the 750. So you done turned it to 750. You already made your profit. So now you got two options. You can either take that money out and only play with house money. So even if you were somehow blow your account, which is very rare, but it can happen. If you were to blow your account, you technically never lost. You still broke even. You just lost profit. Or you could take some of the profit out as well and your initial investment, and then put that profit back into your business. Now you have more money to grow your business and expand your business. Now, since you have more capital to grow and expand your business, as you're doing that, and as it gets bigger, what does every business need? Employees. Where do you get those employees from? The Black community. And now, as you're working for a Black person, if you're an employee or if you're the CEO, you can either give them whatever benefits. You can understand people's struggle, and it just becomes a better work environment and a better, let's say, circulation of money within the community where we're working with each other, we're working for each other, because not everyone can be a CEO.
Yeah.
And teaching each other and collaborating in every way possible. That's the way I see it.
Yeah. That's also very important. A very important thing that we need to do is learn how to support each other, because the way that another reason that the Black community is just so, like, we're not exactly as empowered as we should be is because we aren't supporting each other. We're always supporting these big businesses that are run by other people that aren't like us. And so I just think that's very important for us to support each other so that we can empower each other and just bring back the revenue that we used to have for the Black community. So
I agree, because I know for the most part, one thing I've noticed with a lot of people, especially in our community, is we become successful, but we don't do it together. We're not working together. I don't know if it's pride, I don't know if it's ego, I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, we either can't trust each other if we do end up stabbing each other in the back, or we just don't collaborate for whatever reason. So that's why my main mission with True Playmakers is to really bring us all together while we're young and really begin changing that narrative that you can't work with Black folk, or you can't work together as a family, as a unit, because of course you're always more powerful in a group than you are individually. Like, even another example of people really getting it but not necessarily working together. Did I pause?
yes, you did.
Great audio. Hold up, say something again. It like delayed.
I
Oh yeah, it's delayed. Hold up. Let's see. Let's give it a minute. Am I? Am I?
Yeah, you're delaying too.
Great. Okay. Comments. Am I good, or is it back better now?
Oh yeah, better.
Okay. Perfect. What was I saying? I forgot. But yeah, basically, we just gotta really come together and I would say really unite in shoot every aspect, business, relationships, etc. And so that's the number one thing that has stopped us. Well, basically has stopped us from reuniting in the last, what's it about, 60, 70 years roughly, because that's around 40s. Because, like you said before, we did have Black Wall Street and everything like Rosewood are Black communities, but most of those were took down or basically burnt to the ground. And so now we haven't, for whatever reason, mostly indoctrination, I believe, haven't been able to get back to it. But we're slowly changing that narrative and
Yeah.
getting. Okay, perfect. All right, so I do want to ask you this as well. What would you say is the number one thing besides unity that's holding the Black community back? Would you say it's trust, or would you say it's belief in each other?
Well, I just think some of it is maybe ignorance, I think, because some of us just we're not, because in school we're not taught about our problems. We're taught about uh the white people's narrative and their views on history, and we don't learn about our mistakes. We just learn about heroified historic icons, and so we don't really know anything about our community. And so I think we really have to go out and research for ourselves our problems and learn about that, and also build trust with each other. Trust is very important, and I think a lot of us don't have it, but I think the main problem is ignorance. So yeah.
Okay, that's an answer. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. I know one thing for me, I've really become, I won't say become, but I'm a historian type. I like history. Even when I'm looking, that's one of my main things I look at when stock market. I like history and I like to go back. And I know one thing that I learned recently was I was rereading the story of Mr. Marcus Garvey, and actually he was initially trying to take us back to the original parts of Africa, which was mostly like the Western African region. But for whatever reason, we didn't want to go. So I was wondering if that was more indoctrination or just ignorance of thinking that the whole African narrative of basically, I hate to say this, I know I got a pretty big African fan base, the African booty scratcher narrative and everything like that. So I'm wondering, was that the issue or was it more so just, I don't know what it was, but it's definitely, I would say, ignorant, or I would agree with you, it's ignorance and not knowing where we come from and just saying African American when Africa is it's a whole continent with like 53 countries. And so, for most part, we came from the Western region. But I do want to ask you this: would you say, do you know a lot about Africa, or not really? Like,
Well, I have done quite a bit of research on it, and I do know quite a bit of history on it, but I am trying to learn more about it because I have just recently started learning about it because I read an amazing book called The Miseducation of the Negro, and yeah, it was a great book. I loved it, and it really just opened my eyes as to how much
ah,
okay, so how much we don't know about the Black community and how much we are just closed off from knowledge about Africa and from our history. And so I've really been trying to learn more about it, but I do not know. I probably don't know as much as you do though. So yeah.
say that now. I don't want to be too arrogant. Um, but yeah, I would definitely love to go back there one day. I was planning to go last year because actually my current teacher, I'm about to go to high school, but my current teacher, 8th grade, she's actually in Senegal right now.
Mhm.
And so I go back there and visit her, but of course COVID happened and
Yeah.
I had a chance. But hey, I'm gonna definitely Senegal will probably be my first place. So to my Senegalese that's listening in, I'm gonna be there at least within the next, I say, year or two, probably the year to be honest. But I do want to ask you this: what would you say is the most important thing as a business owner, or what would you let's say? Actually, let me change that. Would you say networking is one of the is the best skill you can have as a business owner, or would you say it's keeping connections is the best skill? Because
Well, yeah. Go
you
ahead.
could be a person that's great with communicating. You meet somebody, you guys are vibing, but actually keeping in contact, trying to collaborate, you suck at that for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Or you have a hard time meeting new people, but once you can actually get that relationship, you can really begin to collaborate and connect. So what would you say is
Yeah.
more?
So I'm an introvert and I don't do that well with talking to people. I mean, I can talk to people, but it's not something I exactly enjoy. Um, I mean, not I don't mean it like that, but it's just not something. It's not something that's in my comfort zone. But so I do have hard time sometimes saying the right thing and connecting with people. But I think I've done really well in keeping the connections that I have. So once I start to get to know someone, then I really keep the connections. I think that keeping the connections is more important than being able to network. Because while it is very important to network, you still have to maintain those connections. Because once you lose a connection, it's gone. You know. So I think it's very important to be able to keep those connections after you finish networking.
Okay, then that makes sense. You said you're more of an introvert,
Yes.
so you don't like talking to people. It's more so you just rather avoid it.
Well, it's not just that. It's just I just prefer to uh I prefer to be by myself. And I don't exactly. It's not just I don't try to avoid it. I just don't really like it, I guess. I just like talking to people that I know. So, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm kind of similar. Like I'll meet somebody, I'll talk to, I'll walk up to, but if I can like just kind of be alone, I'm good. Okay, then. So, what would you say is your number one accomplishment so far?
Hmm. So for business or just like um any
Both.
okay. So I think my biggest business accomplishment is going to be my book, which I'm going to be holding a book signing on July 17th, which I'm very excited for. So my book is called, huh? Yeah. My book is going to be called The Clean Truth About Business, about starting a business. And so it has 9 key ingredients on what youth entrepreneurs need in order to start a business. And so I'm just very excited for that. And that's going to be my biggest accomplishment for business. But for real life, I mean, not real life, you know, business is real life, but outside of business, I think that my biggest accomplishment would be my TSI. So the TSI, if anyone doesn't know, is that it's something that it's dual credit courses that you can take for college. So I'm going to be entering high school this year, and so I'm going to be taking college courses so that hopefully I can get my college done by my sophomore year or
Okay.
senior year. Yeah. So that's my biggest compliment. I did not pass the math, but I passed everything else. I wasn't expecting to pass the math because I haven't finished algebra 1 yet.
Uh,
But yes, I'm just very excited because I'm going to be taking all the other courses besides math.
okay then. Okay then. Congratulations on both. See you
Okay.
brains up there with the academics as well, not just business. You got well rounded, you know. Hmm. So I do want to ask you this as well. So when it becomes, let's say, dealing with your friends or people, I can't say kids, but basically our age that are
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily in the business world, not in entrepreneurship, they're just average people,
Mm-hmm.
and they ask you about business. What's some of the things that you say, or do you like to not talk to them? Do you like to tell them about what you do? Like, what's some of the things you say?
Well, if they ask me about business, then obviously I want to give them that information, but it really just depends on the question. So, for example, I had one of my friends, she wanted to come and vend with me because I did a partnership with Microsoft where I started a marketplace for youth entrepreneurs who wanted to come and vend and taught them how to vend. And so she wanted to know um, what prices she should make her stuff and all of the things that she should know. And I didn't really know what she should price her stuff because I didn't know how much her stuff cost. Um, but she did crocheting, and she just made some amazing stuff. I love her so much. But yeah, she makes amazing stuff. And so I said that just come and bring it to me and just tell me what your prices are for all the stuff that you use to make it. And I just told her that vending is really just about it's really just about trying to help other people and not exactly just yourself, just for the money. Because you want to give people something that's quality and something that will make their lives better. And so she made quite a bit of money actually. She did very good actually, better than I did my first time. And she's an introvert like me. She's kind of a little bit more introverted than I am, but she did an amazing job speaking to the people. And it really just depends on the question for me. So yeah.
Okay then. Nice. I know for me personally, when people like to ask me about my business or they figure out, I don't know how they do this. Like a lot of times, my classmates, I don't know if they watching or not, but I gotta ask them this. How did y'all even find out like who I am, what I do? Because I remember I used to live in Germany about 2 years ago, back in 2019. We had just moved from there, and so my sixth grade classmates, a couple of them knew what I did, but then recently, like mid to late last year, some of them resurfaced and found me again. So I'm like, how? How? Y'all, man, they be stalking me, I swear. Now, for me, I don't like to necessarily tell people what I do because then they asking me questions, and I don't like that either. I'd rather
Yeah.
just to
I mean, it
separate.
depends on who they are also, because like if it's just like some random kid, I'm just like, I don't really want to talk right now. But if it's like one of my friends, then yeah, I'll probably answer the question.
Yeah, I'll answer it, but I'll just give like a general statement. I'll just be
Yeah.
like, they ask me, so how do you do the investing stuff? So basically, what I do, I trade and invest stocks. And so basically what a stock is, it's a publicly traded company that you can put money into. And so as a return, and they continue to do well, they make you money in return. So that's just some basic terms. So I'll just do something like that and just break it down simply, but also kind of just get them to leave me alone.
Yeah.
Hey, I might have to get a little bit better on that. I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask.
Same.
Anyway, so I do want to ask this as well. What would you say? Oh, I'm sorry about that. I had a notification. What would you say is the number one lesson that you've learned about being a business owner? And what would you say is the number one lesson that you've learned in life when dealing with people?
Um. Well, for business, I'd say that the biggest lesson I've learned is probably that it's really not that easy. So before, when I wanted to start a business, I was just like, I'm just gonna be like this powerful CEO, like just boss her employees around, because I was like 10 and I was like kind of bossy. But so, but I've learned that you really have to put a lot of work into it, and it's not always a bad thing. Work isn't always a bad thing, and you have to treat it like it's a child. You have to constantly give it attention, and just make sure that everything is going smoothly with it. And the biggest lesson I probably learned with people, I don't know. I don't really like talk to people that much. So, I mean, I talk to people, of course, but um, I just don't exactly enjoy it. But like, can you like uh say so like do you mean like just with people for my business or just people in like
So
everyday
here,
life?
clarify as far as like dealing with people. So I would say more so just keeping who is doing that? I'm sorry, I'm in the hotel. Someone banging or something. But bro, um, like, or just connecting. Let's say this, just meeting new people and keeping relationships with them after. So just then it goes back to networking.
Okay, so yeah, so for networking, I actually went to a networking event last year, no, 2 years ago, I believe. And so that was my first networking event ever. And I was really nervous because I thought people wouldn't like me because I was the youngest one there.
Mm.
Because everyone was an adult, except for this one college student, I believe. I think she was like, yeah. But anyways, so I had to. My mom was like, you should go talk to some people. And I was like, should I though? And then she was like, yeah, go. And so I had like these products because my mom was like, you should like ask them to smell these and ask them what their favorite scent is. And so um, I went around and I was like, hey, so would you like to smell this? And they were like, yeah, sure. What's your name? I was like, oh, this isn't so bad. And so I just started telling them about it. And I think the biggest thing I've learned is that not always to think about what people are going to think of me or say about me because at the end of the day, they don't matter. You know, they don't matter in my path, I guess. I mean, they matter, but they don't matter um, in my life or my path in life. So I just have to be confident in myself and just remember to always speak with kindness because I have two brothers and sometimes I can be like a little mean, but so I just have to speak with kindness and be less negative and be confident in myself. So yeah.
Okay, then. So that seems to be a very important thing to you, which is self confidence. So
Yes.
what is that you've done to build that? Because I know a lot of people, especially for our age, typically don't have a lot of self confidence when going into anything new or basically outside our comfort zone. But even I would say just with us, that just seems to be a common thing with people in general. So what's some of the things that you build that you do in order to build your confidence?
Well, one of the things I've done to build my confidence is focus on um, uh, well, acknowledge my flaws, and but don't focus on them so much that it becomes an insecurity, and don't make that my main focus in life because I have quite a few insecurities about myself, but I try not to focus on them, and they've been becoming less and less big to me, and so the thing that has helped me to really build my confidence is just focus on the things I really like about myself,
Gotcha.
and that and also just not keeping a negative mindset because like I said I was really negative before but now I try to see the best in things not trying to be toxically positive or anything like not trying to suppress my feelings or anything but
Yeah.
acknowledging them and trying to make the best out of the situation so yeah.
Okay, then. So it's more for wow, more so just really acknowledging who you are, and then just continuing to. I mean, hey, just be you. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
changing. It just is what it is. I'm a great person. I'm a nice person, but hey, it just is what it is. You're gonna meet me, and we just don't either like each other or we not. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is the number one thing for young Black youth to do as just either a hobby? Would you say should they begin getting introduced to finances younger, get into business, or what are some of the things that they can do when they're young? Like, yeah, basically finances, business. Some of the things they can start getting into, being exposed to young, so kind of get that little, that little spark. Once you hear someone, oh, you made $50,000, $60,000, man. I'm trying to do that too. So
Yeah, so I think that that the youth should be introduced to finances and business earlier because I'm not currently in the public school system, but I do have a few friends who are, and I've heard from a lot of people that the public school system isn't teaching them or their children about finances or business, and what the school system is teaching us is to grow up, go to college, and get a job, but they're not really teaching us how to sustain ourselves. Because what if we can't afford college? What if we can't get a job? Then what do we do? Do we just live out on the streets, do nothing about it? No, we have to find ways to sustain ourselves. And so I think that it's very important for children to learn about finances and learn how to become a business owner so that they can have something to sustain themselves and something that they can do that they enjoy. Because obviously, if you're working for someone else, you're most likely not going to be doing something you enjoy. So I
100%.
think that is very important. And also just building independence because once you start working for someone else, you become dependent on them for your schedule and for your paycheck. So I think that's very important.
100%. And I like that point you made as far as people liking their jobs. I think I looked at this stats years ago. I had to go back and look. I said this in an interview. I had to go back and look at it, but I believe it's like only 13% of people actually like their job. It was some like ridiculously low number, and that's why you said, well, as you said, independence is very important. And also, I would say number one, having a variety of options,
Yes.
career paths that you can go into instead of the typical career paths, doctor, lawyer, fireman, policeman, basically just jobs, which of course are mostly education is made by the people you're going to be working for. They're already super rich. Your Jeff Bezos, the Bill Gates, and Mark Zuckerberg, you're going to be working for them. So of course they don't not want you to be independent. It just makes sense. But overall, I would say just having a variety of options and being able to do what you want to do, and also finding your passion. That's my big
Yes.
like to talk about too when I'm talking to young black youth is finding their passion, whatever you like to do. And you might not know what it is right now, or you might have something you think it is, but it's really not. Like I'm gonna give an example. One of the other honorees, me and him, we were talking off the phone or off the live, basically. And so it was who was it? Marquise. And so basically, he was talking about how he would always want to go to the NBA, always loved basketball. But ever since he got into speaking and entrepreneurship, that's really like truly become his passion. Like he still loves basketball, but this is his passion. This is the number one thing he wants to do. So it was really just about trying a variety of different things and being to expose those things from
Yeah.
on real estate, investing, crypto, business, products, whatever that is, just being exposed to those things young. And so as you grow up and you try those different things, you will eventually find your passion. Of course, as you love doing it, it's not going to really seem like work. Like, you know, it is. Like, you know, you're working hard, you're doing a lot, but it don't seem like it. It's kind of just what I do. It's just fun. So it's part of my everyday schedule. Like some people watch TV every day. Instead, I'm making products every day,
Yeah.
or I'm trading every day. And so really just being exposed to that at a very young age and knowing what your options are, no pun intended. And so really just getting into those things and getting into your passion while you're young and then begin making money as you get older and becoming more successful and wiser. And there's no reason really to wait.
Yeah.
Like typically a lot of us are indoctrinated to wait until we 18 to begin making any type of money. To me, that's dumb. I
Yeah.
hate to say it like that, but that's dumb. Like I done already been in business since about what 9? No, not even 9. I was 8, 9 years old. So I've been doing this for about what 4, about 4 or 5 years now. So by the time I'm 18, let's say I started, I'm just say 8 years old, I'm gonna be 10 years in the game already. Someone else, and they just starting in business at 18, they won't get that same amount of experience until they 28, almost 30 years old. So there's no reason to wait. Plus, we have more time, and for the most part, we're not paying any bills or anything. So it just makes sense, at least to me. I
Yeah.
don't know. Uh, Okay. So, if anybody has any questions, we'll go ahead. You can ask them in the comments below. And so I want to get into this last little segment that I like to do called Unpopular Opinions with all of my guests. So I don't know necessarily, like, are you into sports or anything like that, or are you mostly?
Um, I do play volleyball. I have done gymnastics and I did dance and I did aerial gymnastics too. So, yes.
So let me ask you this: since you watch gymnastics still, right?
I used to. I don't watch it as much anymore.
Okay, so let me ask you this. People probably gonna be mad at me for even asking this, but do you believe Simone Biles is the best gymnast of all time?
Absolutely.
No hesitation. I know. I'm see. I don't know what I expected. Okay. I know some people then be like, you got this, but it is what it is. Okay. So let me ask you this: Do you listen? What type of music do you listen to?
Uh, well, there's not really a certain genre. It's just music, whatever music I like. But I do listen to a lot of well, I don't know like exactly the name of the genres, but um the one genre that I do listen to that a few of my friends uh like that they all like is lo-fi music. I think it's really yeah, it's really nice. So yeah, that's the kind of music I listen to. But I
Okay.
also listen to some Christian music, and I do listen to one rapper named Ineth. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, the one. Yeah. The one white dude. He like. I
Yeah,
think. Gotcha. He like a new Eminem, basically.
yeah. Well, no, he's not an
Oh,
Eminem.
not,
Yeah, he's
oh,
like, he's Eminem is like, I don't like him because he curses like literally every 2 seconds, and he can't make a song without a curse word, and his voice just sounds garbage. I mean, sure, Inef kind of looks like him, not really, but his music is like way better, and his music actually has meaning. It has meaning, and like it has things I can relate to in it, whereas other rappers I just don't, you know. They talk about like cars and girls and stuff. Like,
or like conscious rap.
yeah, like, yeah.
Gosh, you remind me of my one friend. Like y'all are exactly the same. But okay. So let me ask you this. Let's just do what type of things are you into? Let's do an unpopular opinion on that.
I like, I do art, I read, I
Okay.
watch movies, I forgetting all my hobbies. I like to spend time with my friends. I
Mhm.
like yeah, I like a lot of stuff.
Okay then. So let's go. I already say movie, so let's do that. So what would you say is the favorite movie? Number one movie.
Favorite movie? Hmm, let's see. I think it would have to be Endgame, but my favorite show would be Loki because it's just it's beautiful so far.
We say Endgame.
Yes.
Talking about Avengers Endgame.
Yes.
I don't know. And you said
Yeah.
wait, Logan. Oh,
Yeah.
on
It came
what?
out yesterday, I think. Yeah, yesterday.
Oh, I was about to say since when was that out?
Yeah, but the only the first episode, of course, left me on a cliffhanger. I was heartbroken.
Dang.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Was it on Netflix or something, or it's
it's on
just
Disney Plus.
I
Yeah,
got that?
sadly, the Marvel movies aren't on Netflix.
Dang. So you went to the MCU?
uh, no, I did not.
What? No, I mean like the
What?
Marvel and all that type of stuff. So you said
Oh,
and
yes, yes, I am.
you go read the comments or you know anything about that, or more so to watch the movies and the shows.
Well, I mostly watch the movies and the shows. But I do especially love the shows because they have like just a special place in my heart. Especially WandaVision. It was beautiful. Do you not like it?
I mean, WandaVision was cool because
But
I didn't watch this directly. I kind of watched like an explanation video on it. I don't like to watch much source material directly,
I'm
but
disappointed.
hearing some of the parts about WandaVision and everything that was going on with it, I didn't like it. I would say number one thing when it comes to the whole Marvel universe and everything like that is my favorite characters are Black Panther, Luke Cage. Oh yeah, Luke Cage had a great show on Netflix. Great show. You guys check it out if you're into all that. And the most powerful superhero in the Marvel universe is a black man. And many
Mm.
name is Blue Marvel.
See, but if you had watched WandaVision,
I
you would
got,
know who the most powerful one was actually was. I'm
I
just saying.
got,
I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that you didn't watch it. I'm just like slightly disappointed.
I, but the first time, like, it was too weird. It was like the
So
Deadpool.
weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Huh? Okay. I mean, that's on you. You're just missing out on greatness, but okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Read it. So would you say, would you rather watch a movie? Actually, let me ask this. So would you rather watch a 3 hour movie that is good in some parts but bad in others? Or let's say it's a good storyline but the acting's subpar, it's average.
Yeah.
Or you would rather watch a good TV show with good acting but a basic plot with 2 seasons?
Hmm. Well, it depends on how many episodes I can watch in one day. Because once I get left on a cliffhanger, I can't just go to bed. I can't just leave the TV. I can't. I have to sit there and binge watch the whole thing until it's over. So, I mean, I guess if I could watch the whole show in a day, or maybe just fall asleep on the couch watching one episode and then wake up and go back to it, then yeah, sure, I might watch that. But the movie, I would absolutely not watch. I cannot stand subpar acting. I It just bothers me so much. Yes. Oh wait, actually, I take back what my favorite show was. My favorite show was actually Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yes. Loki is my second favorite show.
Absolute classic.
Yes. Thank
Actually,
you.
about 2 years ago, I bought the whole little series and just binge watched it. Also, this might be a little weird thing about me. I don't know. I'm gonna ask you this. Is this weird? So I watch a finished TV show. I like to watch old sitcoms. So they've been finished for years.
Yeah.
Example, I know a lot of people know this show, Fresh Prince of Bel Air.
Ooh,
This
100%.
watched this when I was like 10 years old. So I watched. It had like 6, 7 seasons. So I think it's six. So I watched all 5 seasons, but I chose not to watch the 6th season because I didn't want to watch the ending. Is
Yeah,
that
that's extremely weird. I have never met anyone who has done that before. I just don't agree with your morals, sir. I'm sorry.
that's fair? That's fair. I just don't like. I don't want to watch the ending of my show. It's like it's too good to end. You got to.
I
You got.
mean, I'd like continue thinking about it until I saw the ending, so I probably couldn't. So you have amazing willpower, though.
Yeah, I got a whole catalog of just unfinished shows. I have either half the season done if it's only a 1 season show, or it's halfway through the whole thing and the last season's not watched. Like it's weird. I might have to go watch them.
That is extremely weird.
Unless you got any questions, I don't want to keep you on here too long. Um, do you trade options only? Yes, I only trade options. I don't trade crypto. I invest in crypto. I invest in stock, and I'm going to be investing in real estate. But I only trade options. Otherwise, by on your years, and it's like just unnatural. Thank you. Talk about AMC stock. No questions. Military brat. Yes, yes, I am. All right, that seems to be it. Do you have any questions for me or any concerns, anything like that before we go here today?
I do have one question. Who is your favorite Avatar: The Last Airbender character?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
It doesn't even have to be main character, just any character.
Uh, hmm. Dang, favorite. I'd have to say soccer.
Sokka?
Hmm?
Hmm.
Soccer.
Understandable. Why? Why Sokka?
He's funny,
He is. That is true.
hilarious.
Yes. The character development on him was beautiful as well.
You said who?
The character development on him was
Oh,
beautiful.
definitely. I wonder what ever happened to him, but I have to read the comments or something.
Yeah, I read the comics. He kind of just like died.
Dang.
Yeah. Um,
Don't do that, man. You don't
I
do it.
mean, he lived life, but then he just kind of died. Yeah.
That's, but yeah,
But
soccer.
I like Toph because it's it's Toph. And
Talk.
I also like Korra. I don't know why people like are always I mean not Korra, Katara. Cause like I don't know why people are always hating on Katara. They're always saying that she talks about her mother too much. Like if your mother died, you would never talk about her. Also, they say that she's like weak when she like I don't know. I don't think she's really that weak, but what are your opinions on Katara?
She cool. She cool. She's there. I don't like most of the time. I don't even care for main characters. I always like the side characters, like the people, even like reoccurring characters. So I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say, actually, like, I don't know what type of shows you watch, but in Avatar, let's say, what's the one girl name? She was Sokka's girlfriend at one point.
Suki or Yue? Was it
Say it again.
Yue was the one who turned into the moon, or was it Suki?
Suki, yeah, Saki, something like that. But yeah, her. Them type of characters that they don't not even in the show most of the time, but they just pop up currently, and when they do, it's amazing. Those are my favorite type of characters.
Yeah.
Mine's Aang Zuko. That's basic.
What? You don't like Zuko or Aang?
They cool. I don't care for main characters, whether that's the main protagonist or antagonist. It does not matter. I don't care for main characters. Side characters only. It's
Okay.
how you make money trading options. No, I'm basically a jack of all trades. Let's say that. I'm into a lot of stuff. Right. I don't want to keep you on here too long. So I want to say thank you for joining us today. I can't wait to meet you at the award show.
Yes.
Talking to you.
Good talking to you too. Bye.
See ya.